Start with the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Dear students of class first year, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome you in Pakistan International School, Taif's virtual learning system. Hope, dear students, you all are well, fine, and okay with your families and working hard with your studies. As the class first year is very crucial and critical stage and level in which you have to work hard for betterment and better grades for second year as well, and then you will definitely knock your future. So let's start today's lecture. Dear students, today we have English lecture number 7 for grade first year this is, and we are going to learn today unit 7, choice of career. It is on page number 65 to 74, and here's your teacher Sarfraz Nadeem. Dear students, I wanted to add over here that the last lecture number 6, we completed unit number 5, it's country for me. Now we have unit 7. Definitely you can say or ask a question that, sir, why not unit 6? So dear student, unit 6, which is a poem, Mother to Son, is not included in our list or in our course, which has been given by the Federal Board Islamabad. That's why we are not going to learn. That is excluded the unit 6. So unit 7 is included. So we are going to start unit 7 today after the unit 5 in previous lecture. So let's start, dear students, unit number 7, choice of career. Dear students, we have unit 7, choice of career. These two pages are about 65 and 66 about the uh, outcomes of this chapter, this unit, that by the end of the unit, students will be able to skim text to have general idea of the text and infer the theme and main idea, and analyze passages in the text to identify the theme, general subject, key idea, central thought, and supporting details as well. Students will be able to apply critical thinking to interact with text, use intensive reading strategies, and scan to answer short questions, distinguish between what is clearly stated, and then analyze the order of arranging paragraphs, comprehend, interpret text by applying critical thinking, extract silent points and develop a mind map to summarize a text, follow a process or procedure to summarize the information, to transfer the written text to a diagram, flow chart or loose closed paragraphs. Analyze and compare various business letters to write effective business letters and extend social environment for various purposes like complaint, appreciation, request, asking for and providing information, etc. Dear students, basically this chapter has two types of the information. One is about writing a letter, how to write a formal letter. And second, in the letter, the topic which is described, choice of career, that is very informative topic for the students which are supposed to have a plan and future goals in their minds. First of all, how to write a letter, identify the parts of a business letter, write and revise business letters using correct format and style of expressions, emphasize the central idea, follow the conventions of business letter with formats, fonts, and specifying in order to improve the document's impact and readability, and create and deliver group and class presentation on various themes, problems, and issues. So as I told you that we have these questions in our, the book has been revised, but the format of the paper, paper pattern same. We have a letter. If you will recall your memory in class 10th, even might you have wrote a letter, that write a letter to the editor of a newspaper to discuss the sanitary conditions of your locality or power, frequent power breakdown of your area, you can say, or like law and order situation of your locality or your city. So we have a practice to write these letters, but again we have to discuss today how to write a letter, and especially the topic which is written, choice of career. So let's start, these students, from page number 67. Dear students, here we are on page number 67, and the topic is choice of career. Basically, this is a letter. Uh, Person Dr. Jamshed wrote a letter to Kashif, but first Kashif asked him to help him to select the career. So this is a reply of Kashif's letter from Dr. Jamshed. The Career Information and Assessment Center, University Town, Peshawar, February 10, 20. Now, this is the address uh, to whom the from the letter is written. Dear Kashif, in your letter you have asked me for the selection of career for you. I, however, think that this is the decision you should make on your own, because choosing a career is one of the most important decisions you will make in life. It's about so much more than deciding what you will do to make a living. Now, dear students, in first, when we started the paragraph, this is a topic sentence. Here we have knowledge that, first of all, the Kashif asked to Jamshed to help him to select the right career. So that's why the Jamshed is writing. And he's also saying that you have asked me the selection for the right career. And however, I think that this is the decision you should make on your own, because to choose a career is one of the most important decisions you will make in life, and it's about so much more than deciding what you will to do and make a living. But how to select the career, it will be held by the Jamshed. To start with, think about the amount of time we spend at work. We are on the job approximately 25% of every year over our lifetimes. This comes to roughly 11 and a half years out of the 35 years most of us spend working from the beginning of our careers until retirement. Now, dear students, the person is telling that approximately 25% of every year we spend at work. We are on the job, and our lifetimes has comes to roughly 11 and a half years out of 35 years most of us spend working from the beginning of our careers and until retirement. The importance of selecting a career with which we are satisfied cannot be overemphasized. While some people are lucky enough to just know what they want to do and end up in satisfying careers without giving it much thought, most of us are not. Many people don't put enough effort into choosing occupations or pick them for the wrong reasons. Maybe they choose careers that seem secure or pay well, that then end up unhappy. The best way to make sure that doesn't happen to you is to make a well thought out decision. I would like to give some pragmatic suggestions that will help you in the selection of career. Now, dear students, is telling it's totally one's own decision, which selection about the career, what he wants to do in the future. But some pragmatic suggestions will be given by the Dr. Jamshed to the Kashif. Now, what is the meaning of, dear students, the word pragmatic? It's meaning dealing with the things sensibly and realistically in a way that is based on practical rather than theoretical considerations. Means the practical things tell will be told by the Kashif. The first step in your choice of career is self-assessment and rest. Yes. So the first step in your choice of career is self-assessment. Now, dear students, here we say the self-assessment. What is the meaning of self-assessment? Means you have to realize yourself. You have to accountable yourself that in which category, in which area you are uh, professional or you are a skilled one. So you have to consider this, that in which field you are feeling that you are good, and self-assessment and retrospection. Now, dear students, the word Retrospection means the action of looking back on or reviewing past events or situations, especially those in one's own life. Means you have to recall your memory in past events, that what did you do? What do I know about myself? Determining what your skills are, what you enjoy doing, and what is important to you in your work and life is part of the process of self assessment, which is fundamental to career development. Now, dear student, in this paragraph, we looked at you have to analyze yourself and also recall your past events that will help you enhance your career development. Knowing what matters to you makes it so much easier to make your way to a great job. You should also take time to examine the activities you like to do when you are not working. Your hobbies and leisurely pursuits can give you great insight into future career paths. Now, dear students, saying that when you are free, when your leisure time you have, then you have to think that what kind of activities do you like when you are free. And these hobbies and leisurely pursuits can give you great insight into future career paths. Then you can decide, means when I'm free, what kind of assignments I like, what kind of hobbies I like most. Then you have to thought that what kind of field should be for me. It should, however, be kept in mind that nothing is constant except change. Everybody changes, as do our likes and dislikes. Something we loved doing 2 years ago may now give us displeasure. Always take time to reflect on the things in your life that you feel most strongly about. Make a list of your likes and dislikes, needs and wants. Reflect on your current career path. If your job and career fall under like, you know that you are still on the right path. Take time to understand your interests and then motives that drive your sense of success and happiness. Dear students, in this paragraph, it should, however, be kept means that change is good, he's saying. Nothing is constant except change. Everybody changes, as do our likes and dislikes also change. Something we loved doing 2 years ago doesn't mean that same thing we is liked by us now. Might be displeasure, might we dislike their thing which we were liking 2 years ago. Always take time to reflect on things in your life that you feel more strongly about. Make a list of your likes and dislikes and needs and wants, dear students. That will help you a lot, your understand your interest and the motives that you drive your sense of success and happiness. After you have identified your interest, search for occupation. When you have identified, dear students, your interest, now what you have to do, search for occupations. Now, for example, if you like children or reading, explore a career in nearly education or library sciences. Careers such as daycare worker or pediatric nurse, elementary or Montessori teacher are also options that allow you to work with children. Similarly, if you take initiative in helping others and assist people in their critical state, you can opt for medical profession and so on. Now, dear students, it totally depends that what do you like? What is your interest? If you are interested, like for example, in children or reading, explore a career in early education or library sciences, then he's saying that the daycare worker or pediatric nurse or elementary or Montessori teacher is the best job for you. But if you are you like helping others and assist people in their critical state, then medical profession is best suitable for you. And medical profession, we have lots of professions like doctor and nurse, or more we have technicians are like this. So that means you like to help people, then you have this job. Now that you have focused on a specific career based on your interest, identify the education, knowledge and skills it requires. Some careers may be started with a high school diploma, Others may require a 2-year or 4-year degree. Some fields require certificate for your chosen path. For example, if you chose a career in project management, you may find that certain positions require a certification. If you want to be an engineer, you will have to plan your career accordingly. Moreover, if you are good at mathematics and numeracy, better to opt for management, accounting, or finance. Now, dear students, this last paragraph of the page number 68, it helps us to know that if you have focused on a specific career based on your interest, then identify the education, knowledge, and skills it requires. Now, what skills or what education is required for that job, for that career? Now, for example, he's saying that some careers may start with a high school diploma, they need diploma only, and others may require a 2-year or 4-year degrees like BS program, MS, MSc, MA, and even some field require certification for your chosen path. Now, example is given. If you choose a career in project management, you may find that certain positions require a certification courses. And moreover, if you are good at mathematics or numeracy, then it's better to opt for management, accounting, or finance. It is worth noting that you should consider factors beyond personal preferences. What is the current demand for the field that you have chosen? If the demand is low, entry is difficult, are you comfortable with risk? What qualifications are required to enter the field? Will it require additional education or training? How will selecting this option affect you and others in your life? Gather advice from friends, colleagues, and family members, and also interact with those who are already in this field. Consider potential outcomes and barriers for each of your final options. Now, dear student, in this paragraph, it's saying it's worth noting that you should consider factors. What kind of factors beyond personal preferences? What is the current demand of that field which you are about to join? If the demand is low or entry is difficult, are you comfortable with the risk? Or what qualifications are required to enter that field? Will it require additional education? Whatever education you have, more additional is required? Or how will selecting this option affect you and others in your life? Means when you are going to select that option and gather advice, where from friends, colleagues, and family members. Even you can also interact with those people who are already working in this field which you are supposed to be selected. And now in the second last paragraph, if you are pragmatic and practical in your choice of career, then create your career action plan. It's important to be realistic about expectations and timelines. Daydreaming over expectations and setting unrealistic goals may detract you from your dream job. Dear students, it's very important that you are pragmatic and serious, like practical to your choice of career. Then what you have to do, career action plan you have to create. It's very important to be realistic about expectation timelines. Daydreaming over expectations, setting unrealistic goals may detract you from your dream job. What does mean the word detract? Means relating to the branch of medicine. Sorry. So it means that detract means it will give you the other way. You will not be on your track. It will just make you away from your goal. So don't think that it is quite easy. I can handle it. It is very easy. It's uh, for me to handle. No. First, you have to make a career action plan. Write down specific action steps to take to achieve your goals and help yourself stay organized. Check them off as you complete them. But feel free to amend your career action plan as needed. Your goals and priorities may change, and that's perfectly okay. Now, last paragraph, it is hoped that These suggestions and steps will serve as beacon in your choosing your career. If you have any queries or confusion regarding the choice of your career, do not hesitate to ask. I wish you best of luck for your future career. With kind regards, Dr. James. Now, dear students, the last paragraph is saying hoping and also saying that if you have any query, any problem, you must free and do not feel hesitate and ask me more whatever you want. So this was all about the letter, but letter was about the choice of career, and I hope that it will help you a lot to select or to choose your career in future as well, and also will help you how to write a formal letter to anyone. Here we have, dear students, page number 70. And on page number 70, we have a glossary, difficult words and their meaning, and reading comprehension. We have questions over here, and hope so you will write the answers of these questions after the reading of this, like what is the dominant theme of the letter? What is the theme of the letter? Why doesn't the career expert mention any specific profession as career? Why not? So you can write answers and send it to me for checking, and definitely I will also send to you for the answers. We are working on it. So let's move to page number 71. We are here on page number 71, and we have writing suggestions and letter writing first. How to write a letter, writing a formal letter especially. Now, what are the rules for writing formal letters in English? In English, there are a number of conventions that should be used when writing a formal or business letter. Furthermore, try to write simply and as clearly as possible, and not to make the letter longer than necessary. Remember not to use informal language like contractions. Now, dear students, in business letter or formal letter, we always write a simple and clear matter, and also not make the letter longer than the necessary. You have to be write the topic, and to the topic you have to remain over in this formal letter. Now what actually your letter should be means address, date. Here we have number one, your address. The return address means your address should be written in the top left corner of the letter. Avoid putting commas or full stops at the end of lines. No need to. Second is that write this after your address. Write the month is a word like 10th April 2010. Date you are supposed to write. Number two is the address of the person you are writing to. The address should be written on the left, starting below your address. Now, salutation or greeting means how you will call that person, like dear sir or madam, or what with the name. Have a look. In salutation or greeting, number one is dear sir or madam. If you do not know the name of the person you are writing, to use this, it is always advisable to try to find out a name, like comma is needed. Means sir or madam and then comma. Look over here. And number two, if you know the name of the person whom you are writing, then put the name, dear Mr. Abrar. If you know the name, use the title Mr., Mrs., Miss, like this, Doctor, and the use surname only. If you are writing to a woman and do not know if she uses Mrs. or Miss, you can use them, which is used for both married and single women. Note the comma after Mr. Bra means you have to write comma. You have to put the comma anyhow. On page 72, dear students, ending a letter. Now it was salutation or starting of the letter. And now we have ending. How to make end of a letter. Yours faithfully, yours sincerely. Where we have to write yours faithfully. If you begin your letter with dear sir or madam, then end of the letter you have to put yours faithfully. But if you started your letter, if you begin your letter with dear Mr. Brar, dear Mr. Ali, then end the letter this way, yeah, like your sincerely you have to write. And then third thing is required, your signature. Sign your name and then print it underneath the signature if you think the person you are writing to might not know whether you are a man or a woman. Put your title in brackets after your name. Must give title. And now other option we have the how to write a formal letter. Means what is the best uh, way to write a formal letter. First paragraph. The first paragraph should be short and should state the purpose of the letter. To make an inquiry, complaint, request, something like this. Is it is written this letter first like paragraph that in your letter you have asked me for the selection of career for you. I, however, think that this is the decision you should make on your own. Like this, dear students, first paragraph should be short and should state the purpose of the letter. Now, middle paragraph or paragraphs. The paragraph or paragraphs in the middle of the letter should contain the relevant information behind the writing of the letter. Most letters in English are not very long, so keep the information to the essentials and concentrate on organizing it in a clear and logical manner rather than expanding too much. Now, dear students, in middle paragraph, you have to the point and should be paragraph relevant to the topic. What is your topic on which you are going to write? And avoid that much information are just making long and lengthy sentence here. Last paragraph, the last paragraph of a formal letter should state what action you expect the recipient to take to refund. Send your information. Now, in the last paragraph, your formal letter should state what action you expect, means what he will do, what kind of action, like feel free or write a letter again to me, reply this letter like this. An example of a formal letter is given, dear students, but with layout. First, we have a layout. The example letter below shows you a general layout from a formal letter. Here we have, dear student, the layout of the formal letter on page number 73. If you have a book is very important. What is here? Very easy, like formal letter layout. First, use this letter layout when you write your letter. And now, dear students, the boxes are made. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 boxes are made. Now, first, what you have to do, your address. Means your address, you are a writer of a letter, but your address should be top of the page. And second box is needed here, the date. And third box, name or job title and address of the person you are writing to, means whom you are writing letter. On number 3 and number 4, here salutation. How to call that? Dear sir, dear madam. If you are well known by the person, dear Mr. Ali, Mr. Abrar, what you want to put over here in the number box number 4. Number 5, topic sentence. What is the letter about? Means what is the topic of the letter? That the sentence required over here. And sentence number, sorry, in box number 6, main body of letter, main theme, main topic, main idea. What is required, what justifications, problem, complaint, what you want to discuss over here, you can. And then 7th box, you have to say yours sincerely, faithfully, as it is. If you know the person, then you have to write sincerely. If you wrote the name over on salutation like Mr. Ali, then sincerely is very important. But if you don't know, only dear sir, dear madam, then only yours faithfully. And in box number 8, signature, and in 9, your name. This is the, dear students, formal letter layout, how to write a formal letter. Now we have an example, sample of a letter here. First, we have an address, the person who's writing, 35D3 is zone 3 DI Khan. And then second is date, 30 September 2014. Number 3 is we say the name, job title, or address of the person you are writing to, like Mr. Brar Khan, the news 107, the mall, Peshawar. Then we have salutation, dear Mr. Brar, means the name is written. Then we have a topic sentence. I am writing to inquire about the possibility of holiday work with your company this summer. This is a topic. topic sentence, a topic paragraph, in other words. I'm very interested in gaining some experience working for a newspaper. So, dear students, here we have this. Then for the last 2 years, I have been editor of the student magazine at my school. Next year, I am planning to do a 1-year course in newspaper journalism. I have good computer skills and am accurate in written English. Now this is middle. And the last, I I very much hope you have a vacancy for me. I enclose a copy of my CV and look forward to hearing from you soon. So the last paragraph, and then we have yours sincerely, end of letter, name or signature, both are here. So dear students, now what you have, in other words, this is the sample. You can get help from this, and then it will be easy for you to write a formal letter to the editor of a newspaper or to any welfare officer like this. This is homework, dear students. What is write a letter to company manager for the post of an accountant? For the post of an accountant, I think it's quite easy for you. This is homework. Write a letter, a formal letter, and then send it to me. Let me check what kind of things are, again, to tell you or to help you. If you are writing uh, accurate letter, very good. Definitely you will be appreciated. Here we have the next lecture. What will be the next? The unit 9. Today was the unit 7, and as I told you, unit 6 is excluded. Same, unit 8 is also excluded. The name of unit 8 is Westland, and that is not included. So we will go to unit 9, and the name of unit 9 is the White Lamb. So next lecture will be unit 9, the White Lamb. So dear students, this is all about today's lecture. If you have any query, any confusion, any problem, I am available at the Zoom. You can ask me question. Definitely, I will help you. Write your answers of these if you can. And if you have any question, any help, you can ask me. And thank you for joining and have a good day. And Allah Hafiz. Goodbye.